Welcome to But Frankly Pierce News. I'm Arthur Fairview. Here's what we're facing. Well, it has been just over 3 years, or by my count, 1,099 days since the insurrection on January 6, 2021. And I'm not sure if things are better or worse.
It's worse.
Here we are in 2024, and already election season has started.
Election season?
I thought it was
Wabbit season! Duck season! Wabbit season! Wabbit season! Duck season! Fire!
If only it were that simple. The indicted failed former president is holding rallies, promoting the big lie and threatening our democracy, yet he remains the frontrunner for the Republican nomination.
Let's just say he's the poster child for a 3 or more party system.
The IFPA.
No. The IFFP.
Oh, sorry. The IFFP has been making claims that if reelected, he will, 1, release and pardon the January 6th insurrectionists.
Release and pardon the people who did this?
Yes. 2, retaliate against cities and states that don't support him and all of his enemies.
Sounds like his buddies Orban and Putin.
Well, you're not wrong, because 3, become a dictator for just day 1.
Just for one day?
Yes.
He actually said that?
Yes.
You are promising America tonight you would never abuse power as retribution against anybody.
Except for day 1.
Just day 1?
You know the irreparable damage he could cause in 24 hours?
Do you really believe for 1 minute that he will release those powers on day 2?
So he says.
Forget it. Power tends to corrupt.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Exactly. Lord Acton hit the nail on the head when he wrote that in 1887. Knowing the IFFP's track record, the authoritarian leaders he considers friends, and the sheer lengths he will go to, it is highly unlikely he would ever go back after getting a taste of true authoritarian power. This is something his maggot cronies seem to forget.
He does not share power.
Now here we are, staring in disbelief at this possibility, 3 years after a violent mob attacked the Capitol, at his request, and attempted to stop the peaceful transfer of power.
Oh, but weren't they just peaceful protesters?
On a tour of the Capitol?
You're fooling yourself.
With court cases looming and his lawyers trying every angle to delay until after the election, the possibility of his receiving the Republican nomination is very likely, and yet his political fate is in the hands of the U.S. Supreme Court. Both the states of Colorado and Maine have stricken the IFFP from their primary ballots, citing the 14th Amendment.
Excellent.
Now Illinois is the latest of more than a dozen states to file petitions to have the IFFP removed from the Republican primary ballot based on his role in the January 6th insurrection. Known as the Insurrection Clause, the amendment prohibits anyone from holding office who previously took an oath to defend the Constitution and then later engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the country or gave aid or comfort to its enemies.
Yep, he did that.
The 87-page document lays out a case that Trump fanned the flames of hardcore supporters who attacked the Capitol on the day Congress certified the election results for his rival, Joe Biden. Officials in Colorado and Maine have already banned Trump's name from primary election ballots.
You lose! Good day, sir!
The IFFP has appealed the Maine ruling. He also asked the SCOTUS to overturn the Colorado Supreme Court's ruling from December that stripped his name from the state's ballot. In a filing on Wednesday, his lawyers wrote, "In our system of government of the people, by the people, for the people, Colorado's ruling is not and cannot be correct." They also argued that Trump's conduct did not amount to an insurrection.
Aye. And if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a wagon.
SCOTUS will hear oral arguments in the Colorado case on Thursday, February 8th.
Don't forget, he nominated 3 of the judges on that court.
Don't remind me.
In any case,
pardon the pun,
it will be interesting to see what comes of that decision. Now, with some unsolicited commentary, here is our very own Mr. Curmudgeon.
This just really makes me sick. In my day, if I got fired from my job but refused to leave, I'd be in a bit of trouble. If I sent a bunch of crazy people to smash all the windows and build a gallows to hang my coworker and smeared feces on the walls, I would be in serious trouble. Now, when I finally did leave, if I took a mountain of nuclear secrets with me and refused to give them back, move them around my gilded golf resort, including my chandelier crapper, and show them off to my pals, all while lying about having them in the first place, I highly doubt I would be allowed to tour the country saying I was never really fired and I deserve to get my old job back. But what the heck do I know?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Curmudgeon.
He does have a point.
And isn't afraid to share it.
Lastly, there is also an argument to remove the IFFP from the ballot based on the 22nd Amendment.
How does that apply?
Oh, this I gotta hear.
But the 22nd Amendment is the one that says that you cannot run for a third term. So this challenger said that Trump has been saying that he won the 2020 election and therefore he should be disqualified for violating the 22nd Amendment. He can't run for a third term. That particular challenge, of course, was dismissed.
And now, we explore the world of the unlikely and bizarre with...
The deuce, you say?
The Kyiv Post reported on December 13th that Russia's security service, the FSB, has released its 2024 propaganda fundraising calendar, and it's a doozy. The front cover features art of an improbably ripped Vladimir Putin giving his best sultry stare while leaning on the back of a big black vehicle.
You call that sultry?
Meanwhile, the apocalyptic November image depicts a FSB Special Forces soldier standing before the U.S. Capitol while drones and helicopters attack it.
Huh. Is this a message about a future conflict between Russia and the U.S.?
It begs the question, why? Why do that? Is this a popular holiday gift in Russia?
Who knows? The bigger question is,
Why does the FSB need to fundraise?
It has been 281 days since the failed former president received the first of his 4 indictments. What happens next? Watch this space. This has been by Frankly Pierce News. Thanks for watching. I'm Arthur Fairview. You got a lot of nerve to say you are my friend. When I was down, you just stood there, grinning.
Yeah.